Automate your company. Who do you call? Texas Barcode Systems. They've been the industry-leading supplier of barcoding equipment and supplies for over 30 years. They're based right here in North Texas. Schedule your free barcode printer tune-up, then visit them online at texasbarcode.com. That's texasbarcode.com. Local experts, national standards.
The Brad Sham Dallas Cowboys Report, brought to you by the Burt Ogden Auto Group and McAllen International Airport. History's unfolding, and you're listening to it on News Talk 710 KURV, Edinburgh, McAllen, Harlingen, Brownsville.
A rising death toll in the Himalayas and a scramble to find the missing. I'm Carmen Roberts, Fox News. Tsunami-like floods struck Nepal and Tibet, killing at least 353 people, with more than 1,300 missing, including at least 65 tourists from America. The floods have destroyed roads and bridges, making search and rescue extremely difficult.
We've been able to access some of the affected areas where there are many, many traumatized people. But unfortunately, some of the areas can only be reached by helicopter.
Red Cross Nepal Chief David Fisher on Fox News. Geologists say that a partial collapse of a Himalayan glacier probably sparked the massive and incredibly quick-moving wall of water that decimated communities.
Initially, the U.S. Geological Survey reported an earthquake in the area minutes before the flash flood, but the USGS now believes it was a powerful landslide that struck. One theory, part of a glacier broke off, triggering an avalanche of ice and rock, which in turn caused the flood. The Red Cross says at least 10,000 families have lost their homes.
Fox's Jeff Paul in London. And now officials in Nepal fear a rising lake could spill over and cause more devastating flooding. Closing arguments will begin this morning in the trial of Lindsay Clancy, a Massachusetts woman who claims that postpartum psychosis caused her to kill her children.
Lindsay Clancy's defense lawyer, Kevin Reddington, explained while walking out of court what he hopes to accomplish and communicate with the jury.
She's just such a marvelous, sweet, innocent person.
But the prosecution is expected to convey that Clancy knew what she was doing when she strangled and killed her 3 young children.
Fox's Nate Foy in Plymouth, Mass. The Coast Guard says it seized more than 7,000 pounds of cocaine from a suspected smuggling boat off of Puerto Rico. America's listening to Fox News.
When I hit my 50s, I felt like things were slowing down.
This is Sandra's Metamucil story.
I started taking Metamucil for digestion, but had no idea it would impact so much more. Not only did Metamucil help me feel more regular, but my heart health saw the benefits too.
Metamucil, one simple routine, 4 health benefits. Digestive health starts here. Go to Metamucil.com for more details.
The future of cornhole is here. From casual backyard games to professional ACL tournaments, the Cornhole app is your all-in-one hub for the game you love. Keep score, track stats, follow your favorite players, and manage leagues and tournaments with powerful event tools. Whether you're a brand new player or an ACL pro, the Cornhole app connects you to the entire Cornhole community. Download the Cornhole app today.
Iranian government officials are meeting with other leaders in the region as the U.S. ramps up economic pressure in the ongoing conflict.
The Qatari prime minister is in Tehran today for meetings with Iranian officials. He is focused on exploring avenues for de-escalation, according to the Qatari foreign ministry. We do know this comes as President Trump told Al Jazeera, quote, the U.S. is achieving a very big victory, but the war will continue for as long as necessary. Another report crossed today of an oil tanker being hit with an unknown projectile in the Strait of Hormuz earlier this week. The international waterway remains a location of tension as the region and the U.S. is still overseeing vessels through the southern route. Still, the IRGC warned Wednesday that the strait would not be opened until the United States accepts Iranian demands.
Fox's Trey Yangston, Tel Aviv. A Rhode Island man is dead after allegedly stealing a rare luxury sailboat from a marina in New Jersey. Police in Newport, Rhode Island say the 27-year-old Brendan Norris died aboard the boat in a shootout yesterday with officers. One officer was wounded but has been released from the hospital. In California, Newport Beach is banning synthetic herbicides on all 17 of its athletic fields over concerns of a rare childhood cancer cluster.
At least 6 children and teens have been diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma in the community since 2013. though officials have not established a link between the cancers and pesticides. But even without the definitive link, Newport Beach says they will now instead use organic treatments, mechanical weed removal, and new sod every 3 to 5 years. Newport Beach's decision is part of a wider Orange County shift away from chemical weed control. The change expected to increase annual costs by up to $102,000, representing a 5 to 10% budget increase. Ted Lindner, Fox News.
And I'm Carmen Roberts, and this is Fox News.
News Talk 710 KURV, broadcasting from the Valley's All-American Truck Headquarters studio at PayneAutomall.com.
And happy Thursday. It is August 27, 2026. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. I'm Sergio Sanchez, along with show producer Fred Cruz. Jason Caterina from AccuWeather. He should be joining us in about 3 minutes. Like, what for, Freddie? Like, seriously. Why? I'm sorry? Well, that's true. What the day in history is, or, what we're celebrating today. That's the only interesting stuff, because the weather, the temperature, man, it ain't budging. 106 today, tomorrow, the next day. I suppose I should ask him, why'd you take out the word thunder shower possibility for tomorrow? Yeah, he erased it. I guess that all evaporated in the heat. So, and again, AccuWeather coming up in about 3 minutes. Some local notes. Edinburgh School District, the Board of Trustees approving a contract for the district's new superintendent. Angela Dominguez, officially hired by the board on Tuesday. And Ms. Dominguez has worked in education here in South Texas for about 30 years. Most recent job was superintendent over at Dallas Schools. Closer to the coast, Willacy County, the school district at San Perlita, saying they will be opening up for classes again today after they canceled classes and work for everybody for a couple of days as a result of a COVID-19 bloom. Texas note, a U.S. district court has blocked the state of Texas effort to ban drag performances. The culture war in Texas now raging in courts.
Judge David Hittner declared Texas's Senate Bill 12 an unconstitutional restriction on speech. The bill bans sexually oriented performances, with civil penalties for businesses that host drag shows, even criminal penalties possible for performers. Governor Abbott signed the bill to law in June of 2023, and it's been debated in the courts since. According to the United Press International, Judge Hittner's ruling included the statement, quote, "For those who find such activities offensive, the solution is relatively simple. Just don't go." Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton called the ruling flawed, saying he plans to appeal. I'm Kristen Yates, News Talk 710 KURV.
It's 7:07 on the Valley's Morning News. The state of Texas has secured $1 billion from an almost $20 billion settlement by various states with Meta, Facebook and Instagram. The settlement, the $1 billion for Texas, is over child safety issues online.
Along with the $1 billion settlement, Meta has agreed to stricter age verification measures and a 2-hour limit for teens. During school hours, Facebook and Instagram will disable all notifications and create a nighttime mode to restrict access for teens. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton calls the agreement historic and a major step forward in the fight to ensure our kids are protected online. This follows a $1.4 billion settlement with Meta in 2024 for unlawfully collecting and using facial recognition data. In Austin, Chris Fox, News Talk 710 KURV.
It's 7:08 on the Valley's Morning News. How about an overnight turn-off switch for televisions, flat screen TVs, right? Same thing, right? Just wasting your time, just late into the night. Right? And the future of sharing your job site or maybe just life in general at your house, at a hospital, sharing all that with a robot, that is taking place, that is taking shape in the state of Texas.
The National Science Foundation says the University of Texas at Austin will lead a $30 million National Robotics Center. Researchers will study how machines can adjust to real human movements in hospitals, workplaces, homes, and public spaces. The Texas Hub is part of a wider $90 million federal science investment, creating 3 new research centers. Engineers say the goal is making smart tools genuinely helpful so humans and robots can work safely side by side. I'm Tammy Trujillo.
The key words I heard on that report, Freddie: adjust to real human movements. Teaching robots to adjust to real human movements. So what, like, make sure they catch you if you're trying to evade or run away, right? That's where we're headed. It's 7:09. It is AccuWeather time. AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Katerina, you're chuckling there in the background. Want to say thank you to Dougie at Martin Farm and Ranch, where Dougie has the best Purina nutrition for all your animals, your horses and cows, exotics, even your family pets. It's Martin Farm and Ranch in Edinburgh and Monte Cristo. Say hi to Dougie if you stop by. AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Katerina. And the interesting thing I found in the write-up that you sent me on the AccuWeather forecast, you removed the word thunderstorm possibility for Friday. So what, did that evaporate altogether or what?
No, the chance is still there. I don't know why it didn't show up. I just updated it and resent it for you guys. So hopefully it shows up in there. But no, the chance is still there for us tomorrow.
You know,
we those sea breeze thunderstorms. Technology's been funky this morning, I guess.
Well, you know, I think we would have had a better chance to actually see some rain tomorrow had you left it out completely.
I know, right?
Blow the forecast and
just
say,
kidding. Just kidding.
So that would have been better. Okay, so any chance of Texas travel, Houston, Dallas, specifically the connection?
Yeah, just a typical hot for us.
No thunderstorms.
Just maybe a spotty one, but again, just chances are pretty slim. There's just a big. We're wedged under a big high pressure dome right now, basically.
Mm-hmm. And
across
Texas,
much of the Southwest, and then there's the big one over the Atlantic. So it's just
which tamps down,
jammed up more or less. Like the pattern's kind of jammed.
Nothing in the tropics as well as a result.
Yeah, still watching that one way out in the Atlantic. It's still got a good chance to do something today. It may become a tropical depression, or
is that would be Dolly? Is that
would be Dolly? So we'll see if Mother Nature.
But that's a fish storm, though, right?
Today. Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's going to move into more hostile stuff. So if it doesn't do something today, that's it. But we'll see if Mother Nature gives a wink for it.
Yeah. And because of recent news events, the only reason we mention that is because it's Dolly. Otherwise, we don't mention. We really shouldn't mention any fish storms. That's pretty much a waste of time. Right? Let's see here. The AccuWeather forecast 106. That's a heat alert for the area. Thank you, Lee's Pharmacy, for the reminder to check on vulnerable family. Listen, and you can smell that. It's either you smell the fresh soil, the water on fresh soil. It's either rain, or you can smell the bacon. We prefer to smell bacon on that sound effect. Lee's Pharmacy North. Don't forget they got the cafe. They're serving breakfast right now, and plenty of bacon as well. The reminder: check the Jason. I know, got to go, buddy. Thank you, Jason. Yeah, he's got to go to speak with a station in Florida right now. Lee's Pharmacy reminding you: check the vehicles, check those car seats, no babies in cars, and check on vulnerable loved ones. As far as national days today, let's see here. Let me go further down the list. Oh yeah, it's in everything: bottles and medicines and pharmaceuticals. Important equipment that we need at the hospital, plastics, molding. Yeah, it's National Petroleum Day. And let's see here. Whether it's fast food or gourmet or make one at home or on the grill. National Burger Day. Extra cheese and some cooked onions, please. And mushrooms.
Hold the onions.
Yeah. Even mustard, the cooked ones, Freddie?
Yeah.
You don't like the grilled
pickles.
Ones? Mustard, extra pickles for Freddie, he says.
Bacon.
Jalapeno? Yes or no?
No
jalapeno. Okay. Yeah, it's National Burger Day today. You know, you haven't invited me over to your place, for, just share some burgers and barbecue the way you.
Okay, I'll promise I'll invite you next time.
Okay. Come to think of it, you've never invited me over to your place.
Look at the time. We got to go.
Let's see here. Coming up at 7:16, the conversation of the morning. We had a chat we lovingly refer to him as Iron Man. Why? And I made mention of this at the beginning of the conversation with him. Armando Mando Martinez, our state representative from West Loco. We had folks from the Texas Natural Resource Committee, the full committee. They were in the Valley on, what was that, Freddie? It was on Monday? I think it was on Monday. Yeah, it was on Monday. And yeah, water resource, energy resource. Yeah, there's plenty of talk about that with the growth of Texas and the demand for water, the demand for power. And a review of that and the chronic flooding problems in the West Loco area. What can we do about that? Armando Mando Martinez, our state representative. He's coming up. A conversation with him coming up at about 7:16. Mr. Iron Man. Why Iron Man? For you guys who are new to the area, he passed a law in Texas several years back. New Year's night. It was New Year's or 4th of July. You're right. It was New Year's. You know how some people stupidly, they fire guns into the air? Those bullets don't go into space. He got hit by a bullet on the noggin, like pop. He survived it, but I don't know how many hundreds of feet it went up there. Came down. Somebody fired a gun into the air. That bullet hit him on the head. Came back down and hit him, and he passed a law so people won't do that. Or they'll get punished if they do that stupid thing on a celebratory night. And that's why we call him Iron Man, because it's cascudo. He's hard-headed. He survived that incident. You want to go now? Okay, here we go. Time is 7:15. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. Up next, Mando Martinez, our state representative. Conversation I had with him about the Natural Resource Committee visit to the area, talking about water and power. That's next on the Valley's Morning News.
Our riddle brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What do your home and auto have in common? Progressive protects them both. It was an easy riddle. Learn more at progressive.com.
Come into Genesis of Harlingen today and soak up the feeling of the dynamic yet elegant design and cutting-edge technology. Visit today and choose from a great selection, like a 2026 Genesis G70. Lease one today for $319 a month for 24 months. Come see where refined sophistication meets powerful innovation at Genesis of Harlingen at 8521 West Expressway 83 in Harlingen. Shop from the entire line of Genesis online at genesisofharlingen.com. Genesis of Harlingen, a Bert Ogden Auto Group dealership.
Hi, this is Congresswoman Monica De La Cruz. Are you having difficulty getting answers from federal agencies? My office is here to help. Call us at 956-800-6069 to share your issue, and we will be in touch. Team De La Cruz is here to serve you. God bless. Paid for with official funds from the office of Congresswoman De La Cruz.
Brian Kilmeade here, inviting you to tune in weekday mornings starting at 9 for The Sergio Show with Sergio Sanchez on News Talk 710 KURV and KURV.com.
News Talk 710 KURV, also broadcasting all this news and all these conversations on the social media channels. Biggest advantage is you get to rewind whatever you missed in these conversations and news. You get to rewind at Facebook, at X, and at YouTube Live 710 KURV. This is your station for Astros baseball. Game 3 with the Yankees, 5:35 broadcast. Big thank you to Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women. It's a real pleasure to bring back a friend of the station, Armando Mando Martinez. We lovingly refer to him as Iron Man because of that. New Year's celebration. Somebody shot into the sky. The bullet came down and pop, it hit Mando. Oh my goodness! But it's cabezudo. He's hard-headed. So, yeah. But that led to a law that you wrote, right, Mando? Eventually,
right on reckless discharge. And,
yeah, don't be firing into the sky. Well, we got to talk resources. Our state representative for the West Local area for District 39, right? That's
yes,
true. Okay. Mando is the vice chair of the Natural Resources Committee from Austin, and we had all these lawmakers that came to City Hall yesterday, and we're talking with various agencies and water districts and other entities dealing with water. Let's start with the issue of flooding, Mando, because of the segment, one of the segments I did get to hear, and it was there for, was when you were speaking, I believe, with a Department of Transportation individual, the issue of chronic flooding problems that we have in your home there in Weslaco. How far along, let's start here. How far along do you see, in talking with the county folks and city folks, how far along are we in solving the chronic flooding problem in our city of Weslaco and in that area in the Mid-Valley?
Right, and first of all, thank you, Sergio. You are amazing. You're a great friend, and I appreciate you doing this. And I think we're much further along than what we were before. I don't think we would ever find a 100% solution, right? But I think that right now, the way the county, the drainage district, um, the cities, the investment that they have made, and people want to see a resolution right away. I know I do because I'm impacted by it too, right? All of us are. And but I believe the amount that they've invested, close to $300 million in drainage and detention ponds, and trying to solve this issue to mitigate the flooding. I mean, they have done an outstanding job, and I mean, it doesn't solve everything. We're still seeing what's going on. I believe the building of the interstate had created a lot of issues because of the type of drainage and the connections that they've done. But in meeting with TxDOT various times, even last year when we had the flooding in Kerrville, and I spoke to them about, hey, it's not only Kerrville in your response, but it's the Rio Grande Valley as well, and the impacts along the frontage on the interstate. I mean, that's our main evacuation corridor, and if people can't access the evacuation corridor because our frontages are flooded, we're stuck. And I know they have been working. They've come down various times and meeting with their chief engineer, Carl Johnson.
They TxDOT, that's what you're talking about, the Department
Yes,
of
sir.
Transportation. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, sir. TxDOT various times in Austin, even having them down here and traveling those roads and showing them the impact points, how far it extends, not only in Hidalgo County, but into Cameron County, into La Feria, and saying, hey, look, I am not just, yes, I represent my district, I represent my area, but I also represent Texas. And these impacts, go into various counties. They impact different areas. But seeing that now they have a plan in place and really opening that conversation with the locals and trying to connect with what they have done already and the amount of investment they have. A lot of times you'll hear state agencies say, we want to make sure that the locals have skin in the game. Well, the locals do have skin in the game. When they have, invested over $300 million in drainage, you have a drainage district that is very in tune with it and working with it, and our county commissioners, all of them, that have done a tremendous job, especially in our precinct, Dave Fuentes, who has really worked hard in trying to address this and making sure that we mitigate this flooding. You didn't see a lot of impacts this past June when we had that flooding, although we did have areas, and going out to those areas and sending a lot of those photos back to TxDOT and saying, hey, look, we still have a problem, and you all need to get involved. Some of the answers were a little general, but when you hear members from El Paso, members from Amarillo asking questions and saying, hey, look, this is taking too long. And if you have known that this has been going on and you keep on saying, well, we're working on it, where is the actual work? And how do we address this for the locals?
We're talking about like on the feeder roads, right? Like the access roads and the lack of proper drainage, right? To make sure that it doesn't flood, as you mentioned at the beginning, and during a gully washer and we got to evacuate something like that. That's on TxDOT to get it done.
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. So what's the follow-up? Like, do we give them a date? Okay, I want to hear something like in 90 days, or like what can we do to tighten the screws and make sure that whatever funding comes from the legislature is applied? So, punch some holes in the ground, or I don't know, put some big hole in the ground and contain the water. Like, what can we do to make sure that TxDOT does the follow-up and provides a proper drainage for these access roads?
Yeah, and you see, and we have, being a firefighter, being a first responder, a paramedic, we have a proactive approach on this. And I think we gave them some marching orders that, hey, this is not about a year away. This is now. And people want to see, a difference in it. And so I think within the next, 60, 90 days, we should be hearing where they're heading on it and the type of connections that they're going to do. But we want to see a plan. We want to see a plan because if we have another, it's like I mentioned, and you were there when I mentioned it. I said, hey, we're just another rain shower away from flooding. And it's not, we can't use the perspective of a year from now or a year and a half. It is now that we need to see progress on it.
Armando Martinez is our state representative for District 39. So this week, there was a gathering of the entire committee. It's called the Natural Resources Committee from Austin. He is the vice chair of that. It was nice to see all of them down here. And we'll talk about that here in a second. The lead topic that our state representative Mando brought when we had the folks from the Department of Transportation, TxDOT, have a sit down was this chronic flooding issue on feeder roads accessing the freeways, which is something that we see here in McAllen as well. I don't know if you chalk this up to how bureaucracy or how the government works, or the lack of communication from this agency to City Hall or this agency and county, but there seems to be, and TxDOT can follow up with me on a later, but an unfortunate disconnect where it's supposed to be a dance and a coordination. I mean, you think that the feeder roads and the access roads would be created initially with a proper drainage to make sure that this is not an issue. And we don't discover, we get a big thunder shower, and then we discover, the feeder roads get flooded. Well, I think we should have figured that out from the beginning during the engineering stage of this. Doesn't seem like that's the case, though, statewide, right?
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you see with so much growth here in the Rio Grande Valley, I think at that time they had the money to do it. They just wanted to get it done so we could have these roads built. But with more growth, you have growing pains, right? So, yes, sir. So,
well, with more growth, Mando, and this was a topic that was brought to the committee on and off with various agencies. So water as a resource, and with a growing population, as you mentioned, and more industry coming this way, whether it's the general public, which is increasing, ag always needs water, new resources like desal, punching a hole in the ground to get some brackish water. Like, do a quick recap of what the committee heard yesterday as far as any new resources, water as a resource for a growing population and growing business base, and of course ag that needs water too.
Correct. And I think you made a great point there. The growth, the capacity, where are we as the valley as far as water issues? We know that, Corpus Christi is going through various issues right now with their water problems. But how do we solve that in the valley to where we are ready for growth within the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years? And placing those burdens on the city and the capacity issues in our county. And I think, the Valley's always done a great job of us being very innovative on ideas. I know desalinization is very expensive. We've placed a lot of money in grants through House Bill 500, and also evaporation issues that we have, aging infrastructure. How do our communities apply for those grants, and how do they receive that before the larger municipalities like your Houstons, your Dallas, your San Antonios end up utilizing all that money, right? So we want to have a competitive edge. And one of the things that we talked about was innovative projects. And if the Valley is always becoming so innovative in its thinking because we don't have the resources, the financial resources to address this, and we're creating these new ideas, how do we get in front of the line for being innovative on it? And that was very important to us. And I know we've several legislators, including the chair of appropriations, when we had talked about this, he agreed that, hey, the Valley, you guys think of things and we need to get you in front of the line and not just have other people utilize your ideas and suck up all that money because maybe they have more resources than you. Mm-hmm. And I think when it comes to what Commissioner Fuentes has done with water reclamation, for example, all the runoff water that goes down your curbs, how do we capture that, especially during a flooding with these detention ponds, right?
Yes, sir.
And those go hand in hand. So you have floodwaters that go into these detention ponds. but then you can recapture that instead of it going out into the Laguna Madre and reusing that from these reservoirs. And we funded them $15 million. We have changed legislation that allows our counties to utilize a recapture as an innovative project, like I had mentioned before, to where they can also go out and seek revenue bonds, which what they do is, by the time they start utilizing this, cleaning this water, selling it back to our water supply companies because of capacity, or our cities, they can utilize that to increase the amount of infrastructure that they have. And revenue bonds are not a tax. That goes back to the entity, right? So it's not a tax on people. You're not going to have anything lingering. It's all about the money that you generate and then utilizing that money to build the infrastructure.
Mundo, I've got about a minute left. I wish we had a bit more time. Well, I need to bring you back to talk a bit more about, and of course we will, as the legislative session kicks in 2027. Congratulations on getting the entire Natural Resources Committee to the Valley. I understand it was the first time that had happened. We had the entire committee down here. How many members? How big is that committee?
So we have 13 members on that committee.
All right. And I got a few seconds. Tell me you took them somewhere to eat that impressed them. I don't know, like Arturo's or the Palenque there, or what else do you have in Weslaco? Blue Onion. Where'd you take them to eat?
So actually, when our chairman got here, we went down to Blue Onion. We had a snack, but
nice.
We did have our committee dinner at Arturo's, and food was great, man.
Yes. It always is.
Supporting our locals.
All right, brother. Have a great day. And again, thanks for joining us, and look forward to more conversations during the 27th session. Thank you, Mando, for your time.
Thank you. Take care.
District 39 State Representative Armando Martinez. It's a Thursday edition of the Morning News. You been to the Blue Onion, Freddie? Yeah, right. When was the last time you went?
It's been a long time.
It's been a while. Yeah, no, I try to go back. It's Thursday. They got the awesome fish soup. I love the fish soup they serve on Thursday. Big hug to all the gang over at the Blue Onion. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV, your station for Astros baseball. We'll check sports up next.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
And now, Dr. Dennis Slavin from Rio Grande Pain Team with a breakthrough treatment that's helping people get back to doing what they love with PRP therapy.
Is knee pain keeping you off the golf course? Does shoulder pain make it hard to cast a fishing line? Are simple everyday tasks causing you pain and not allowing you to enjoy life? It doesn't have to be that way. Platelet-rich plasma, known as PRP therapy, uses the healing power already inside your body. We take a small sample of your blood, concentrate the powerful platelets, and place them precisely with image guidance into the injured, painful area to help promote healing, stimulate collagen growth, reduce pain, and support tissue repair, all without the need for surgery. And getting started couldn't be easier. Your first consultation is done from the comfort of your own home over Zoom, so you can find out if PRP is right for you without even coming into the office. Don't spend another day letting pain slow you down.
Rio Grande Pain Team with 2 convenient locations in McAllen and Weslaco. Visit feelingbetteratlast.com to schedule your consultation.
Digging without contacting Texas 811 first could cost more than you think. Texas 811 is a free service that helps you avoid damaging underground utilities like electric or gas lines. Every year, accidents happen because someone didn't take a moment to contact 811. Whether installing a fence or working on a construction site, contacting Texas 811 is the law. It's quick, free, and keeps you safe. Visit texas811.org today for more information. Safe digging starts with one simple step. Make it today.
When the work is demanding, you need equipment you can count on and a partner who stands behind it. That's why contractors across Texas and Oklahoma turn to ASCO and Case Construction. From compact track loaders and excavators to a full lineup of light and heavy equipment, ASCO delivers the machines, parts, service, and support to help keep your operation moving. Visit your local ASCO today or go to ASCOEQ.com to explore the full Case Construction lineup. ASCO and Case Construction, built to work, built to last.
Your Houston Astros visit the New York Yankees. Tune in later tonight. First pitch at 6:05. Powered by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women and News Talk 710 KURV.
The 710 KURV Sports Desk is brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women.
The Houston Astros lost the second of a three-game series against the New York Yankees last night. Final score, 9-3. Despite being tied at 3 heading into the seventh, Astros reliever Bennett Sousa fell apart, giving up 4 runs and effectively the game. The Astros play the rubber game against the Yankees tonight. The Texas Rangers lost the rubber game of their series against the Chicago White Sox last night. Final score, 10-4. The White Sox got the scoring started in the second inning with 2 runs, but Jock Peterson tied it in the third with a 2-run home run. Unfortunately for Texas, the wheels fell off after that, with the White Sox scoring 8 runs in the next 3 innings on their way to a comfortable win. The Rangers have the day off today, and they'll be back in action tomorrow night against the Milwaukee Brewers. I'm Adam C. with your Texas in the Morning Sports Report.
The NFL is doing away with the Pro Bowl games. The league will still name players to the Pro Bowl, but the competitive games are being replaced by a celebration for the players selected. The league also announces it will put a greater emphasis this season on penalizing players for safety rules violations. The more scrutinized plays include the hip drop tackle and blindside blocks. The final weekend of the preseason kicks off with 4 games tonight. There are games tomorrow and Saturday as well. By Sunday, rosters have to be trimmed to 53. I'm Matt McCoy.
AccuWeather says highs today, 106. Same thing tomorrow. And going into the weekend, 104 to 105. Yeah, the heat continues. I look at the AccuWeather.com page. It doesn't seem like there's any relief for another week, another 7+ days. Yeah, we're going into September. Super hot heat alert. Thank you, Lee's Pharmacy. Thank you, Danny Vela. Love you, brother. Thank you, Lee's Pharmacy, for the heat alert, which is a daily reminder to call someone you know who you need to check on, like mom or dad or grandpa, or quick call. Hey, is the AC system working? Yeah, just make sure they're okay. It's super hot. It's dangerous out there. And of course, check those car seats on the way into HE Butt. Check those car seats on the way into wherever you are, some restaurant. Make sure there's no baby in that seat. That is the heat alert presented by Lee's Pharmacy. Border Bridge wait times. It's busy. It's about an hour. B&M Gateway, Hidalgo, Far Bridge, about an hour. Ansel Lewis, about 30 minutes. Thank you for joining us on News Talk 710 KURV, business news, and a check of your money up next. Doesn't take any money. No money, no cash necessary for a great value. Information that you really need to know as a property owner, commercial property owner. Maybe you're the manager of that commercial property. I'm talking about checking the commercial roofing system, checking all of them. Some of y'all have several buildings. Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing, and I refer to them as the top commercial roofer in this entire region based on their expertise, based on almost 130 years of experience and the different products that they provide in the area. Check out the full list of that at chamberlainltd.com. It's the whole idea is waterproofing your structure, all these commercial sites, because when water comes down on you and shuts you down, that's the potential end of maybe your business or potential end of your clients, the folks who lease from you. I know you don't want that. So find out now for free, gratis, no expense to you, for free. Chamberlain Roofing, Waterproofing, sending the experts to see if your commercial roofing systems, all of them, see if they're okay. So make that call, set up that appointment with Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing, 956-655-6178.
Here you go, Dad.
At LSNB, we build strong foundations on values that matter.
And business practices you can rely on.
Investing in education.
Volunteering in the communities we serve.
And fueling our region's economy.
For over 40 years.
Our mission has been supporting area businesses.
We are LSNB.
Donating more money to more causes than all other area banks combined.
Here, in a place we call home.
We are LSNB. The Valley's Bank.
Experience everything Bird Ogden Cadillac in Edinburgh has to offer. Service, selection, and quality. Indulge yourself with bold design and set the standard with comfort and performance in a new 2026 Cadillac CT5. Lease one now for just $699. That's right, just $699 per month. More style, more innovation, more you. Make your move. Set yourself apart and discover a new standard of luxury ownership. Visit us online at birdogdencadillac.com or come in today to Bird Ogden Cadillac in Edinburgh, where legends are made. Dale gas.
If you're looking to improve your overall health and have a better quality of life, Dr. T's Primary Care is the place to go. If you feel tired or stressed or less motivated, if you're moody or if you have trouble sleeping, Dr. T's Primary Care will evaluate you and work with you to address your health concerns, including testosterone or menopause treatment, peptide treatment, IV vitamin infusions. Their licensed staff will take the time to listen to you and work with you to improve your overall health. Check out the website, drtsprimarycare.com. Give them a call in the Cal at 956-803-0058 in Harlingen, 956-368-5247.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Audio streaming on KURV.com. Powered by South Texas Buick GMC, McAllen Mission.
I'm Nicole Murray with Your Money Now. Online fast fashion retailer Shein is set to price its Hong Kong initial public offering near the midpoint of its marketed range, raising $1.7 billion and valuing the company at $26.5 billion. Reuters reports that the company is set to price the deal at $6.19 per share. Chinese technology conglomerate Huawei said it plans to expand its AI cooperation with local pharmaceutical firms into drug development and clinical practice. The move highlights Huawei's ambitions to gain business from pharmaceutical companies who are investing in modeling tools and automated laboratories to shorten development timelines and improve efficiency. Oil prices have risen this morning as traders weigh the prospects of the Strait of Hormuz reopening as negotiations continue in the Middle East. West Texas Intermediate up to $82 a barrel, Brent at $88. Futures are higher this morning, lifted by NVIDIA earnings. NASDAQ futures up by more than 200 points. That's Your Money Now.
United Airlines announcing 10 new destinations. Yeah, it's international site, so check with the airline. And Apple might be introducing a folding phone, their first ever folding phone. They have an event coming up next month where they present their new products. AccuWeather says highs will be 106. Same old, 106 today, tomorrow, and at least the next 7 days, well above 100. That's a heat alert for the area. Checked on your loved ones. Make sure the AC system is working. This is the morning news on News Talk 710 KURV. Do the rewind. We're broadcasting. Producer Freddie has us 7 o'clock hour on Facebook, X, and YouTube Live. You can rewind there. We catch up with the world. Fox News coming up in 2 minutes on 710 KURV.
Be sure to tune in Friday mornings during the 8 a.m. hour for The Most History Minute, where we bring the stories and history of South Texas to life. Brought to you by the Museum of South Texas History. Visit the museum at 200 North Klosner Boulevard in Edinburgh and discover the stories that shaped our region.
Looking for a flexible part-time opportunity with a fun, fast-paced media company? Radio United is hiring a part-time sales coordinator. If you are organized, enjoy working with people, and have great computer and communication skills, bilingual preferred, we'd love to meet you. Help support our sales team, work with local businesses, and be a part of a company that connects communities every day. Apply now by sending your resume to human resources at radiounited.com. Join our team and help make an impact. Radio United is an equal opportunity employer.
If you live in Port Isabel or South Padre Island and your home or business has cracked walls or foundations, windows that are cracked or foggy, or doors that stopped closing right since the SpaceX launches began, this is for you. Moore Law Firm is holding a free community meeting on Thursday, September 3rd. No appointment, no sign up. Come and go anytime. Researchers have measured the sound and the sonic booms coming from these launches, and Moore Law Firm believes they may be directly related to the damages people are seeing. These are not coincidences. on Thursday, September 3rd from 1 o'clock to 6:30 at the Port Isabel Event and Cultural Center, 309 East Railroad Street. Same place, September 16th. Attorney Michael Moore will walk you through how these property damage claims work and what to do before the damage gets worse. It's free and there's no obligation. Bring photos if you have them. Can't make it? Call Moore Law Firm anytime, 956-400-0000. That's 956-4000000. Moore Law Firm, Principal Office, McAllen, Texas.
Tint on Wheels is window tint and window film that comes to you. Cool down your office, your house, your vehicles with Tint on Wheels. The top experts in window tint and film in the RGV with 26 years under their belt. TintOnWheels.info.
America just turned 250 years old, and at Harlingen Mail Service, we're celebrating in a big way. For a limited time, you can get your own private mailbox for just $2.50. That's right, just $2.50 to secure a real address and protect your mail and packages from those porch pirates. Whether you're a business owner, online seller, frequent traveler, or simply tired of worrying about missed deliveries, a private mailbox at Harlingen Mail Service gives you security, convenience, and peace of mind. And now, to celebrate America's 250th anniversary, we're making it easier than ever to get started for just $2.50. Don't wait until the lines start forming somewhere else at a big box store. Support local. Choose experience. Choose the mailbox service Harlingen has trusted for years. Visit Harlingen Mail Service today and ask about our America 250 private mailbox special. But hurry, this patriotic offer won't last forever. Harlingen Mail Service celebrating 250 years of America with private mailboxes for just $2.50. Harlingen Mail Service right off the expressway in Harlingen, or click harlingenmail.com for more info. That's harlingenmail.com for more info. Harlingen Mail Service, from Harlingen to the world, we've got your shipping covered.
More than just the headlines.
The Valley's Morning News.
News Talk 710 KURV.
It's the pulse of the 956. You are in tune with News Talk 710 KURV. Thanks for joining us on the radio, 710 AM. Thank you. Go find us on your smartphone. The free app is called Radio Para Mí. I'm Sergio Sanchez, along with show producer Fred Cruz. Jason Caterina from AccuWeather, keeping things really hot. 106, the forecast high for today. News on 710 KURV, a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH.
Fox News, I'm Deborah Valentine. Closing arguments are expected to take place today in the triple murder trial of Lindsay Clancy in Massachusetts. She's a woman accused of strangling her 3 children to death. Fox's Molly Line reports.
The defense says Clancy should not be held criminally responsible, that she was overmedicated, suffered from postpartum psychosis, and was obeying a voice commanding her to commit the killings.
The prosecution claims Clancy acted rationally and intentionally. The death toll following catastrophic flooding at the China-Nepal border has climbed to at least 353 people killed. Fox's Katie Byrne has more.
According to the Nepal Tourism Board, 65 Americans are among more than 600 tourists that are still unaccounted for.
Over 1,000 people remain missing. Officials say several hundred bodies have been recovered. America's listening to Fox News.
Freddie and I were talking about this off air. You think that the jaw-dropping, mind-blowing video of this massive wave of mud and water is AI. It's not. You see a massive building like a train station or something like that, just completely engulfed. In one moment it's there, it's gone. And then you see the people running like little ants, running away. It's a heartbreaking video. It's all over social media. 13 minutes to the hour. This is the Valley's Morning News. Local note, the Edinburgh CISD, the school district, the Board of Trustees, approving a contract for Angela Dominguez. She will be the new superintendent. 30 years of experience in education in South Texas. And she recently worked as superintendent over at Donna Schools. And some Texas economic leaders say that data centers do have supporters in Texas. If one community doesn't want it, other communities say, yeah, bring your billions of dollars over here.
A key advisor to Governor Abbott says the warehouses full of computers are not necessarily bad. In fact, Adriana Cruz, who heads the governor's Office of Economic Development, says that some communities want data centers because they bring investment without all the traffic.
Texas is a big state, and probably someone will be interested and will be able to support it from an infrastructure standpoint.
She says data center developers have heard concerns about water usage, and with modern technology, they're assuring that the facilities will not affect the supply. Michael Board, News Talk 710 KURV.
join us for a special Thursday edition of Take Heart. That is Dr. Ruben Martinez, Pastor Ruben Martinez, answering questions about life, career, marriage, family. Yeah, taking your questions there. Also sharing God's Word. 10:10 this morning on the Sergio Show.
When's the last time you checked your roof's condition? Is it hurricane ready? It's predicted to be a busy storm season with strong winds. Did you know that heavy rains can cause your drains to clog? Clogged drains on flat commercial roofs can cause serious damage to your buildings. Being prepared will give you peace of mind. Call Vega Roofing Company so we can inspect your roof or replace it with our 20-year warranted Duralast roofing systems. Call 686-4921. Vega Roofing Company since 1965. A name in roofing you can trust. That's 686-4921.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215